Okay, so I've been on Facebook now for about a little over a week, and I'm trying to make some sense of what all this is, and I thought I would say some things, or at least a quick thing about one of my concerns about it, and I guess I'll voice right now that I don't see how there's any way out of the irony of trying to use video to critique video here. And so I guess I'm going to try to give my best shot at a way to address that problem or to deal with that issue. But that's going to happen as all this unfolds, and hopefully we'll see how well that works. I don't know, but I see that this is already beset with a kind of a paradox. That said, I think the concern is the endless, quick, short self-promotion that is occurring on all fronts. And I look at my own work as probably a key example because it's what I'm doing here as I'm on Facebook. I think in the past, what I would do, I would tell you to go read Jean-Paul Sartre. I would tell you to read Heidegger, or I would say that you should be reading McLuhan and Ong, or to read Ernest Becker and go study the works of Bakhtin and Kenneth Burke. Today, I would tell you to really get into the work of Jeremy Rifkin. Because I can't say read this person and read that person and then also read my book, I now sit in the images and I sit on Facebook and produce images that say read my book. That's all I talk about. Read my book, see my stuff. And I don't think one could even understand my work without looking at, again, all the names I've already mentioned and many other people. Drew Leader, John Stewart, uh, Georg Simmel. Um, but you can't say to people, well, read this person, read that person, and then also read my stuff. It just doesn't work that way. Look at Doug Rushkoff's recent promotion on Life Incorporated. I mean, I think there is a kind of irony here. You know, Jacob Boehm once said, whatever the self describes, describes the self. I mean, you can see the issue being embodied in an ironic way. You end up turning yourself into a short commercial. But what's most ironic is that each of us is a network of other people. Our own minds are constituted by those things we've read. I guess what I'm trying to say here, I guess a very long-winded way, is I don't like some of the things of Facebook. I guess I'm not really sure what to make of it. I guess I could, and maybe I should, maybe this will be the beginning of it, just tell people to read other people. You know, try to encourage people to study the greats who are quickly being forgotten. It seems like we're in an age of unprecedented forgetfulness. It's not as if we have more access to more information with greater ease. It just makes people with shorter attention spans. I mean, look, all these jokes about Twitter and Grunter and all this kind of stuff that's happening. This isn't funny. I mean, people need hours. They need hours of uninterrupted study. You can't grow a mind worth wanting without that. I think it's tragic that impatience is going to incapacitate people. There's a kind of trained incapacity. This is what Burke would call it. There's a kind of trained incapacity that is happening, and it's partly coming from watching these short little 4 and 5 minute videos. Now again, here we are, and I'm ironically using a video to try to send this message about the problem that's happening. And what I really would like to do is get people to learn how to study, to take the time to read. You know, C.E. Montague has this line that I use in my critical interpretation class, and Montague says, "What I mean by reading is not skimming, not saying as the world saith, oh yes, I've read that, but reading again and again with an increase of delight every time until the thing read moves along forth with you to meet any new experience you may have." This is a beautiful line. This is something that's worth internalizing and bringing with us. I think people who have read things like Balthasar Gracian's The Art of Worldly Wisdom, or anybody who's really looked at Simmel's The Philosophy of Money, or Anthony Wilbin's masterpiece System and Structure, And if they've studied it and they've taken the time to do it, they know what happens to a mind when you find the time to study. That will never ever happen to someone who's done nothing but watch little 5-minute videos. That said, it's unfortunate that it's come to me giving this stupid little rant here for 5 minutes trying to convince people to turn this damn thing off and go read for a while. So, I guess is my attempt. I don't know how well it'll work, but I'm begging you right now. I'm going to count to 5, and when I stop counting down, I want you to turn off the computer, go find the book that you know you're supposed to be reading right now, and find the 2-hour period. You need more than that, but you're going to have to use 2 hours as the period. Go find 2 hours to seriously study. Are you ready? No, seriously, do it. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go read.